YouTube, going live in the studio. You're tuned in to Smooth 98.1, your love music, love live station on a Thursday morning. Welcome along to the Smooth Breakfast. And that's time to get into the grapevine where we talk about entertainment. It's all about the entertainment stories, the gist, music, movies, and what all our faves or your faves have been getting up to. My name
What's going on? I just went off.
Yeah, I think so. I can't see him.
What do we do in this case? Log out
He's
and log
going to
back
come
in.
back.
talk about the stories and, of course, give their own perspective and plenty of banter as well. Oris and, of course, James Silas. Good morning to you guys.
Yeah, good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Oris. Good morning, everybody, wherever you're listening from. It's a grapevine, and we're live.
Yeah, hi, Ayo, Master
Hey,
James Silas, and good morning, Lagos, and I guess whatever city you are in at the moment.
exactly, because we global, we all over the place. Wherever it is that you're listening to us, you are most welcome to the grapevine. All right, guys, there's a couple of things to get through this morning, some music, some movies as well. Some are of particular importance to me, but hey, everything is important at this point. Let's begin with some music related matters and the EMAs, the MTV EMAs, as Ayra Starr leads the Nigerian contingent with 4 nominations for Best New Artist, Best Afrobeats Act, Best African Act, and Best Push as well. Now, Tyler is also in the mix because she has also been nominated in the Best Afrobeats Act category again. And definitely all eyes will be on her. After she said, she represents our piano and doesn't make Afrobeats after winning the Best Afrobeat prize at the 2024 VMAs. Now, isn't this the time for Tyler? I don't know if she has made a statement about this to put her hands up and say, come, I said this thing before. I'm not an Afrobeats artist. You guys are putting in an Afrobeats category again. What's going on here, people? I mean, isn't this the time for her to do not that after she win and then come and say, I'm a piano artist, James.
Yeah, I think what has happened really, as far as African music is concerned, is that um, them guys have categorized probably all African singers who make something that sounds like pop music. They've categorized all of them as Afro beats. It makes it easier for them. It's more competitive, or it makes them more eligible to compete with the guys, from Europe, America, and every other place that we have, or people are making music,
Mm.
especially where they try to include. I mean, it's more inclusive these days. But besides that, I don't think that the organizers of MTV EMAs were paying attention at all. I don't think they were listening to. Of course, they didn't even feel the backlash from the last time. When the lady literally said that she is not an Afrobeat artist, and then you now go ahead to put her. That means I don't think they're paying attention. I don't think they were listening. But now, even apart from that, um, I'm very, very concerned in this category as well to see what happens, to see how it goes. Are they going to still, will they say, okay, we have already done our categorization, we already put her here already, but we're not going to give her the awards. Is that what they're going to do? Do you understand? That's by the way. Then best new artist, I'll start in the best new artist category. I don't know how they arrive at that conclusion, but anyway. I'm looking at the fingers crossed. I don't know how the if it's votes. I don't know. I'm not sure of their procedures. But if it's by popular or by maybe fans have to vote for their winners and stuff, then I'll be curious to see how it plays out. Especially we have a lot of these. Burna Boy, I don't know, man. But hey, it's what it is.
It's what it is at the end of the day. Orange, before I actually come to you to get your thoughts on this one, let me take a message that will lead me into this. Uncle Anthony says Tyler will win again. I have seen the categories, and none of the Nigerian songs are competitive to Tyler's song. Tems is closer. Now, in that category, there's
There you go.
Asake, there's Ayra Starr, there's Burna Boy, there's Rema, there's Tems, and there's Tyler in that category of best Afro beats. Oris.
Yeah, I think everybody just needs to remember, Sha, that as James has pointed out, if you do African music and it is poppy or it is modern in the sense that it is not one of those chanty, Yusundo, and Delikijo kind of songs, you are an Afrobeat artist according to the West. It's not so in a way, they have a definition of what that is. We have a definition of what that is. And let's not even forget again that just a few years ago, we didn't actually want the tag Afrobeats, but we have lost that battle. So that's why we now have that genre called Afrobeats. But for them, if it is pop music and it sounds somewhat modern, R&B-ish, hip-hop-ish, you are an Afrobeat artist, forget it. So things like Amapiano and our own Afrobeats are like sub-genres under the big umbrella called Afrobeats. Anyway, but yeah, so first things first. So that said. Then secondly, about Tyler's chances for these awards. Again, Afrobeats, at least the one that's made by Nigeria or by West Africa, we haven't had a crossover hit in since Buga or even since Calm Down, which is 2, 3 years old now. You understand? So what that means is that everybody, if they are looking at maybe voting at stuff that is voted by the public, for instance, there is, I feel like this is such a small chance. It seems unlikely that that a Nigerian artist wins any Western award right now because we don't have a major hit. So who's going to vote for something they don't know? They've never heard the song, so why would they vote for you? Tyler, I think, has had the biggest modern pop song since since Burna Boy's last, and since Calm Down, actually, she has had a legitimate crossover hit. Nobody else here has had it. I think in fact, since the whole what's the word, the existence of Afrobeats, we probably have Essence, we have Last. I think those are the only two songs. Then we have, of course, Tyler's Water. Tyler's Water is a bigger song than all of these two other songs. So okay, and Calm Down, by the way, yes. So maybe that might be the only song that rivals Tyler's. But anyway, my point is Tyler is the person she's the one to beat in that particular category. As for someone like Ayra Starr, why is she a new artist? James had brought it up earlier. Now, she's a new artist because the way it is usually graded, the way they discuss stuff like this is that they discuss new artists on the level of the year you broke out. So it's not about how many records you've had or whatever. And of course, to the American or to the Western mind, Ayra Starr showed up pretty much last year, if not even early this year, So that's how they defined it. So it doesn't matter that she has, I think, one EP or one album before what she's doing now. All that matters is that in the American imagination, this lady showed up on our radar sometime early this year or late last year, and so she is definitely she's definitely a new artist. I remember, I think back in the day, it was Maroon 5 or something that got nominated for best new. I think they actually won. And we were in school at the time. I remember being like, all of us were like, what? We have like 2 or 3 records from these guys. What is this new artist? Anyway, but that's how they grade it. They're like, okay, your breakout year is the year you get nominated for best new artist. So I think they brought that. That's usually a thing that happens at the Grammys. I think they brought that into this particular award, and that's why this is the case. So anyway, generally speaking, Ayra, she has a chance of winning that. But if I'm not even sure how the EMAs go about giving awards, but if it's a popularity thing, nobody is beating Ayra Starr. Sorry, not Ayra Starr. Sorry, nobody's beating Tyler. No single person in Africa is going to beat her because yes, this is her time, and unfortunately for everybody else, nobody compares in terms of popularity to Tyler right here, right now.
All right, thank you for sharing those thoughts there, Oris. I mean, also looking at the best African act categories, Asake there, Ayra Starr is in there as well. BBN Gogo is there, Tyler is in there, Diamond Platinums as well. All I can say is best of luck to all those who
I'm
are
surprised.
nominated.
Diamond Platinums is there.
Yes, he is.
So I suspect that when these guys are curating this list, they are looking at, okay, who is big in West Africa, who is big in East Africa, because East Africa, what's it called? But Diamond Platinum hasn't even had a song that has crossed over to Nigeria. Talk more of the US I think since the songs they did with them, Flavor and Davido back in the day, I don't think Diamond has a single song that has been even halfway big in West Africa here. Then she's getting like anyway, whatever. But I mean, good luck for
Well,
them.
we also have to look at. I mean, we don't know yet. So that's another thing I'm interested to know the criteria for their nomination, because if you are going to put a Burna Boy in under Best Afrobeats in the category, then you come to Best African Act and you don't have him there. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm questioning that arrangement. What's the criteria? But I mean, that's a question
Okay,
for perhaps
that's
another
okay.
time.
That's a very good point. And do they even is it? I have to look at this again. Is it according to songs, or is it just according to personalities? Because Burna Boy hasn't had
No,
a song in
Afrobeat
about.
Act. Yeah, Afrobeat Act is about the artist,
Okay, ask
is it
about the
not?
artist. Okay, okay.
So Afrobeats, I guess, is about the song. So if Burna Boy would, if his song makes it to the Afrobeats category, why not the act? I mean, which artist in Africa is bigger than Burna Boy right now? Just asking.
That is the $1 million question. So I mean,
I know Tyler. You say in Africa, Tyler bigger than Burna Boy.
I don't know about that.
Ah, Tyler,
based on
right
what
now.
based
Okay,
on what
so it
metric?
depends on how you define big, though. Because if you're
I'm
defining
not
big
talking about the
as
song. I'm not talking about her
no, no,
song. I
wait,
mean,
wait,
her song
no, wait,
"Water"
wait,
is fine, but
wait. No,
big.
I'm coming. If you're talking about the bigger catalog, of course, no arguments. But if you're talking about big in terms of hot, who is of the moment right here, right now, is definitely Tyler. I don't think there's anybody else who compares.
I mean, I think that's
Of the
arguable.
moment,
We have to check the metrics. I don't know. It's
no,
arguable.
do we
Is it
need the
about?
metrics? You
We need the
just
metrics.
see where she's
I don't
appeared.
think.
Where has Burna Boy appeared in the past year? He doesn't have anything to promote, so he hasn't really appeared anywhere. He's performing at shows. I think that's pretty much it. So I don't know. The hottest anyway, but I think we can agree is Tyler though. Biggest we can have with an argument.
Indeed, we can. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back in, let's talk about said Burna Boy and of course Pete Darlington as well, who has actually been granted bail after an alleged defamation situation. Keep it tuned to the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 to find out.
Well, I'm looking online and I see that you can vote.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like I think it's a vote thing. I feel like that thing is Ayra's award to lose though. Sorry, no, Ayra. Why do I keep saying Ayra? It's Tyler's award to
Tyler,
lose.
you think Nigeria people vote? You think if Nigerians go in, they will not vote their favorite and actually hijack it from Tyler?
Well, okay. That's
It
if
wouldn't
there is a
surprise me. It wouldn't be
concerted
like the first time that will happen. And of
Because
no.
course,
all those
If
Maven
if
guys,
if there's
if they
if
want,
there's a concerted effort by Nigerians to vote, yes. But
yeah,
my
and
point is
then
the internet penetration in the West is more than Nigeria. You understand? So even if
yeah.
2% of Americans decide to vote and 5% of Nigerians decide to vote, America will take it. And America and South Africa combined, I don't think that Nigeria really has the chance, unless, like I said, it's a concerted effort to actually, like, let us go and stand up for our sister. That's the only way. And I don't see that happening now, at least.
Let's see, Sha. I mean,
Oh,
let's
but you're
see.
also right. I see that there's also these guys that sang Sholabam. They're also nominated, so they might split the South African vote. Who knows?
uh,
Let's see how it goes. All right, welcome back into the Grapevine on the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love live station. It's a Thursday morning. Ayokunmi here, and great to have you join us to talk about the entertainment stories and a whole lot more. Of course, I still have with me the main man in the house, Oris and of course James Silas, who
yeah.
asked this to the conversation this morning. You also can join us and share your thoughts. WhatsApp is right there for you, 0809-444-0981. That's the WhatsApp number. You can also join us on YouTube or streaming live at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Francis from Ojo says she's not an Afrobeats artist. She won and still collected the award. Why didn't you return it? That's referring. That's
Nobody,
referring.
nobody returns. How can you honor me? I should not man hand it back to you. No, please. No.
Oh
You
my
know,
goodness.
nobody. I don't think anybody is doing that on stage. You know, accept your bloody award, especially as now we know that the way artists in Africa rank their value is by how much clout they have in the West.
Mm.
So there is no reason for her, unless she just wants to make a political point, to return any award. I doubt it very much. And again, let's not forget too that, like I said earlier, Afrobeats for these award shows are not defined the way we define it. Otherwise, they would also have a category for Amapiano. They do not. There's a reason why that's the case. It's because they think of Amapiano and everything else as under Afrobeats. So it's not like they don't know. I think it's not like they don't know, but this is how they've decided to go about it.
Well, maybe it's something that's I don't know if they will, but they should actually look at. I mean, looking at all the reactions and the backlash, that follows these sort of lumping together of these artists. I don't know if that will happen eventually, but we shall see. Tyre says, "Congrats to Ayra Starr on her nominations. Actually, Omas is somewhere smiling. Nigeria needs a win. Best new what for who? She must be in her forever young phase. That's how Pastor Tems won Best Gospel at the BET."
Pastor Tems. Wow.
Tyre, please. All right, let's get back into the stories. Now, let's talk about Speed Darlington and, of course, the African giant himself, Burna Boy. Now, the news of Darlington's detention gained traction earlier this week, particularly after a viral video emerged showing a woman identifying herself as Miss Queen, claiming to be his mother, appealing for his safe return. Now, in her plea, she suggested that Burna Boy might be involved in her son's detention, fueling public concern and debates. Now, her concerns were actually supported by activist and lawyer DJ Adeoju, who confirmed on social media that Speed Darlington was being detained by the Nigerian police force. Another case of alleged defamation, people getting on social media or wherever and saying things because, they feel they can. James, let me get your thoughts on this one first, because this is not the first time we're going to be hearing of something like this. Doesn't seem to be the last.
Yes. So when I saw that video of Speed Darlington talking a lot of jargons, really, taking direct, and it's not the first one, taking a lot of shots at Burna Boy. Sometimes I just wonder, like, why you want to talk to Burna Boy? What exactly is bringing you people together? Because social media I see is a free space. Everybody just say freedom of expression and everybody just wants to talk and everything. However, I understand the place of freedom of expression. However, don't also forget that you might be hurting somebody with the things you say on social media, especially if your claim or whatever you're saying is, has no proof or is unfounded. And let's not also disregard the fact that if you listen to Burna Boy on different records, you realize that there are elements of him being homophobic. Burna Boy does not play with those kind of. If you listen to his songs, you will have heard him say a lot of times, go lie down to take him for something. He has said it in different occasions that he doesn't play like that. So when you come and say, if you come and say, Burna Boy won the Grammy after he went to see Diddy, how many lotion did he use? And you were talking loosely, and then you come again to say they call you Odogu. How are you Odogu? I've never heard Burna Boy either on social media or wherever talk or say anything about Speed Darlington. I don't think there's any back and forth between them in terms of what if they are, it is not Wizkid and Davido. They've not had this kind of situation, at least none that I know for as far as I'm concerned. So when Speed Darlington, I want to say also, for me, if we remember when we had that whole case of Mr. 2K and Burna Boy, Mr. 2K countering something during an interview that Burna Boy said about Men of God, and then the next thing we heard was Mr. 2K was attacked at a hotel. Now, of course, there was the allegation or allegedly that Burna Boy was behind that attack, and that case went for some time until it faded off. We should be perhaps commend Burna Boy that this time at least he went through the police authority to arrest, as against send people allegedly to attack Speed Darlington. Do you understand? And there are also there's a possibility that maybe Speed Darlington was coming out, or they were also rolling around the same areas where Burna Boy moves to. Then you would have heard about a physical confrontation. Do you understand? A major physical confrontation, because I know that Burna Boy, there's a possibility that Burna Boy will throw punches. So now, at least, thank God, we've heard or we are sure or clear that Speed Darlington was arrested, and in fact, latest news is that he has been released on bail. Then now they can go to court. That's the proper way to go about it. You can now go. invite the person or sue the guy to court, and then you guys deal with it properly. I've not heard about anything directly stating that what's it called? That I mean, if you say something bad about somebody, then you'll be locked up and just forgotten in cell or in jail or whatever. But now they can actually go to court and deal with this situation. And if I go by, I mean, with the way things have happened in the past, this case might still just die off a natural death, as it is. But I want to point out, the lawyer, Deji Adeyanju. I see what he's been doing lately, and I feel like it's giving Festus Keyamo when he started. They get a lot of attention after some time. Maybe the government comes in, a bigger client coming, and then from there they advance and leave you people where you are. But shout out to him. I see what he's trying to do. I see what he's doing as well as what he's doing with Very Dark One as well. So, but let's call a spade a spade. If you watch that thing, if it was you that was being addressed in any of those videos, and I know that there's not been any physical confrontation, there's not been any kind of, we're not dragging anything, we've not had any arguments or dragged ourselves before on social media, we're not friends even. You cannot just wake up, put a microphone, put a phone on your face and be talking and calling somebody names that's not your friend, that's not your business.
Right. Oris, I mean,
yeah, that might be true. However, I am very much against the idea of using the police to intimidate someone or to, like, I guess, take them.
Why are you going to call that intimidation?
But that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
That's not intimidation.
No, the fact of the matter is that should the man have been taken into, I don't know, jail or whatever for 3 days before we even heard anything, that's ridiculous. For me, that's an abduction. He was abducted by the police. Because ideally, you invite him, I don't know whether it's for questioning or you take him to court or something, but that is not how it should work. The only reason why this is working the way it is because Burna has clout, Burna has money over this particular person. Otherwise, that's ridiculous. I think of this thing as just another show of power. And it's a shame, frankly, that anybody sees it differently, because this is just really, really terrible behavior. Of course, people are saying, I've seen a lot of comments online where people are saying that, oh, if you two had the money, do the same thing. That might be true, but doesn't make it right. The fact that we belong to a basket case country is why this is a thing that is even happening. But otherwise, okay, you have this feeling about it. Oh, we hear you. Take it to this exact way. What's his name? Faust is tweeting VDM. Should be the exact way everybody should go about this. VDM did not go and spend any 2 seconds in jail even after what he said. Legal proceedings. So this particular, I mean, I'm happy the man is out, and I don't support what he said earlier. All of what he said about Burna Boy and stuff, the Puff Daddy connection, the fact of being the Odogu or having more gangsters in what's it called in the East than Burna. That's entirely fine. That's ridiculous, But still, the man did not act on anything. I'm not entirely sure why you then use the pool. Anyway, I understand it. Nigeria. Is this not the same Burna Boy who sang that song where he said that what was that line from the song with Black Sheriff about his friends carrying guns, but they don't need license because they have money? There's a line from anyway that he said it. So we know how Burna Boy is if you listen to the music, So maybe in a sense, Speedy should have been aware of that and then not do what he did or say what he said. But is Burna Boy correct? Believe me, 100,000%, that man is incredibly wrong. Unfortunately, we belong to a country and nothing would happen to him. He has done what he has done, and then that's pretty much the end.
Always, don't forget that one of the things that these guys, that's why I say that sometimes there's some things that you say, instead of Burna Boy to say, take boys, gang, deal with him, he says something about Burna Boy should F his mom.
It's
like these things are grave comments to make.
Listen. Isn't there a very, very, very common insult? I don't want to say it on air, but MF. You know what it means, right? People say it all the time. That's exactly what it's saying. That's exactly what it is. So it doesn't matter whether you say, I don't know, lie with your mom, lie with your dad, whatever. It doesn't matter. Fact of the matter is that nothing he said is particularly harmful to this person. People are talking about his reputation. Okay.
That is well, Oris, that is open to interpretation at the end of the
day. Which one?
Whatever it is that he said, it's open to interpretation at the end of the day by the person.
No, my point is, no matter how you interpret whatever it is he said, it is just it's like it's a playground insult. All of us were young at some point, and people say all this kind of stuff, and we all know that Speed is not the most, what's the word now, mature person. He's never been. Everybody who knows online, he's never been.
Oris, you sue him for 10 billion naira, 1 billion naira. Okay, he's found guilty, and then the guy doesn't even have money to pay for the damage. What happens?
Me, I don't know. I don't know how this thing works. If it's a criminal
He gets away
presumption,
with it.
probably spends a
It's
few
not
months
That's the
fair.
in.
thing. James
So it's
Oris,
to
I
arrest
mean,
him instead. That's the fair.
at the end of the day, if Burna Boy feels that he has been slighted in any way, and Oris, I agree with you that the right approach should be taken, the right channel should be looked at in sorting this out. Okay, you felt like this person has said these things, he's defamed you and all that. No problems. Go the right route. Petition him. Go to court. Solve the issues. And if the court deems okay, what was said was defamatory, then judgment will be meted out. And I've been informed here that by a legal luminary that it's defamation at best. That Burna should have gone to court to seek redress at the end of the day. All right.
Don't mind James. James is doing what Nigerians do, which is I can oppress you because I
No,
feel slighted by
always
something
try
you
me.
said.
Always try me. Try me.
See, this is the problem. Because think about it. If Burna Boy, if it was Dangote that said what he said to Burna Boy, would he do anything? He would do nothing because he knows that there's no way his powers are up to this other person's powers. It's just a clear case of intimidation.
I
Let's take a
understand,
couple
but
of
we need to be
messages,
guided.
guys.
We really need to be guided. So everybody needs to be guided, really.
Everybody needs to be careful and, of course, speak accordingly and not feel, oh, I'm in my house, come and beat me. Well, people are getting beaten in their houses now, so there's that. Ali says, no artist returns an award even when they are not deserving of it. When Adele won a Grammy for Album of the Year, she cried on stage saying that Beyonce was more deserving of it because her Lemonade album was a big statement of art. Same when Kanye thought Taylor Swift was not deserving of an MTV award, but she still didn't reject it. That was Kanye. That was Kanye being Kanye at that point, as far as I'm concerned. I was talking to us here. AY says, Mr. Akpi, aka Speed, kept on going at Burna Boy, saying trashy things against both him and his mother. It was only going to be a matter of time before Burna responded and took action against him. Now, whether that was the right or the wrong action, that remains to be seen. However, Burna went about it in the wrong way, using the police to abduct SP Darlington without following due legal process, and that was wrong.
I am sorry, quickly. You see this word abduct is funny somehow that we use it. But let me tell you, when they came to arrest SP Darlington, there was no news. Do you understand? He didn't even have friends to say, they came to arrest him or nothing. The news wouldn't have come to social media now. Abi, it's just that people just realize that this guy has not been tweeting, he has not been saying anything before they now realize that. But when he used the word abduct, he was arrested. Abduction is a strong word.
His abduction, please. His abduction. Did they have papers? Did the court give the papers to go arrest him?
More messages, please. This is from Afiz. He says, Oris has put it in proper perspective. Well, the person that insulted Burna is not unknown, and not by using police to intimidate him. That's exactly what people complain about during the End SARS protest. Anthony says, Speed Darlington thought he was a very dark man. I'm glad Burna didn't let this one slide. During the Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly beef, the American authorities had to check up on Eminem so that it won't get out of hand. Cisco Delgado says, Oris, I agree with you. Burna Boy is not supposed to have done so with Speed Darlington. And he says exactly, it's a common insult. Okay. Simply go to court. Well, maybe it will end up in court at this point. I don't know.
Sorry, quickly. Remember that Davido also arrested what's his name? Dami Crane. Locked him up as well. Don't forget that, you guys. You can't be talking trash, talking a lot of, unfair things or saying a lot of unfair things about other person and just feel like
you can, James, you can. You can't say all of those things. And what happened to you is that you should go to court. You should not be abducted. You should not be, kidnapped.
Taya says in the ever journey of taking legal steps, Speed Darlington and his loose cannon is out on bail after Burna filed a petition. He should have been invited. I hope Burna Boy's lawyer collected his money because economy is hard. I guess the title of Odugu is still up for debate. Meanwhile, Piers Morgan is folding with an apology to Mr. Carter and just
it's true. That's true as well.
I saw that. You see how the thing works everywhere else. You send a bloody letter and say, hey, look, guys, take this thing down. Otherwise, there will be legal repercussions. You don't just
maybe they were inviting him, he did not come.
Terrible country.
Finally,
Francis says,
Oris is for you. He says, Oris, no be by try James Small. I want to check something.
Thank you, Francis.
On that note, On that note, we need to call it a morning on the Vibe. Thank you all for the messages, and thank you, Oris and James Silas, for coming through as you always do. I appreciate it big time.
Anytime, any day. Thank you for having us. James Silas on social media, X, everywhere, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. James Silas. If you check on me, send me a message. Tell me you're from the Grapevine. I'll holler back.
Yeah, and it's Catch Oris on everywhere. Catch Oris Gram on Instagram and Catch Oris on, I think, Facebook and on Twitter, or otherwise known as X. And please don't catch me and throw me into jail like Burna Boy, by the way.
Yeah, but don't be talking tough. If you don't have the liver.
I'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a great Thursday and a great rest of your week ahead. All right, thank you, Lagos.
Peace.
Keep it tuned. We're going to be getting into Lagos Talks at 9 o'clock. It's all about World Mental Health Day. Don't go anywhere.